Welcome to our Teens Talk. My name is Winto Gacho. I'm the program director of Winam Trubai. And today we have a guest in our studio. Our guest is John. He'll introduce himself and tell us more about himself, and we'll continue from there. Karibu John, kindly introduce yourself to us.
My name is John Moses Ominde from Kisumu, and also an alumnus of Maranda High School. And today I'm happy to be invited as a guest in this program.
Thank you so much, John.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit of your education background?
My education background begins from begins from 14 years ago in nursery kindergarten in Bagini Samaj, Kisumu. Then I went over to primary school, but in this progression, I was plagued by a disease which is an optical condition called retinitis pigmentosa, which affects the eye. So I became visually impaired in the process in kindergarten back in 2008 after being misdiagnosed by a close pharmacist or chemist when my parent went to purchase drugs in the chemist. Then the chemist wrote an overprescription which led to this condition. So I went on with this eye problem. When I visited Nyanza Provincial Hospital in 2009, that was in Standard 1, Golden Elite School, the ophthalmologist there said that it was a degenerating optical condition, but I moved on. So I used spectacles, class 1, class 2, class 3. But when I reached in 2012 in standard 4, the condition worsened and I was not even able to see the blackboard, but I progressed. Then my rods, the cells that are in charge for light acuity in my eyes, were a bit strong, so I used to do examinations next to the window or near the door so that I could at least perceive and see, but I used to read. I went on till standard 8. It was a struggle. In 2015, I went back for a checkup, medical checkup at Sabatia Optical Center in Vihiga, and the doctor said that there is no way out of this. This is incorrigible. You have to learn Braille. And but due to some hope that was streaming out of my heart, I went on doing print, and the doctor's advice was that I do Braille. So when I reached standard 8, I was performing quite well, competing with the students who had no visual impairment whatsoever. So when I was in standard 8, I moved on, and the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education came. But primary was quite cumbersome because I was always gaining assistance from my friends. I remember Georgia Buda, Daniel Ongwara, they were reading for me the blackboard and assisting me in assignment. And because I could not perceive the books well, I could not perceive the blue lines. Sometimes they would rule. They have to redraw those lines so that they become darker for perception. So it was a tiresome and cumbersome journey, but by the grace of God, I progressed to standard 8 and did the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education. After consulting with the Kenya National Examination Council, they were able to give me large print, and I did the exam. And by God's grace, I emerged 9th in that school with 405 marks. And when I got 405 marks and received the admission letter from secondary school after the Ministry of Education placement to secondary school, I got a calling letter from Maranda High School. Yeah, that's my primary, that's my nursery and primary history.
Yes.
But I don't know if you mind me going to my secondary school history.
Yes, just go ahead.
So when I reached Form 1, this is where an extra tumult and tumultuous and turbulent times ensued, because when I was in Form 1, immediately I entered the school for admission. There was an upheaval by the director of studies then in Maranda High School, and he was saying that when my parent admits me to that school, he would be doing injustice to me because I was having a severe visual impairment. So he said to my parent, take this boy to a school that deals with the visually impaired, the school of the blind. But my parent refused, and after consulting with the principal said, leave the boy to study here because he has been called here by the Ministry of Education. So when I continued Form 1, it was difficult because I cannot read the board like normal students. I cannot write my notes at night because the rods in the eyes are in charge of light perception. At night, totally, I cannot read my books. So I was just sitting and revising with fellow students. If they don't assist me, then I'm done. So Form 1, I did quite well, gaining assistance from a good friend who assisted me for the whole 5-year high school course called Brian Mwakawambua. So when I continued, Form 1 was quite well, but Form 2 is where now we reached the wall. My academics reached the wall. And why do I say it reached the wall? Because here is now where the eyes continued degenerating. The condition continued to digress and regress backwards instead of even remaining stagnating at that prior condition. So when my eyes had a worse condition, I was using large print in my secondary school examination, but now I could not even perceive the large print. So I started having loggerheads with my teachers. They were saying, what is this boy doing here? Why is he scoring E's in papers? I was scoring E's in those exams because I was not seeing the exam papers. So that is where my parent had to come in all the time with the delegates from the National Council of Persons with Disability. And after coming and consulting with the principal to get a way forward in this state, he was able to gain contact with the Ministry of Education Director of Special Needs, and I was able to be posted to Kenya Institute for the Blind, Nairobi, where I did Braille, and this is now at Form 3. So I did Braille in Form 3 2019, and this was only in holidays. So to change, Braille is a form of writing that is used by visually impaired persons, whereby you read by sense of touch using the finger. So I had to enroll for that during the holidays, April and August holidays 2019. This is just a year to my final exams, and it was successful, and the Ministry of Education was also able to post teachers, a special teacher there, just after my parent had requested. And as I progressed with this Braille, the teacher was brought who taught me, who was, with Braille, this is a normal school where they don't do Braille. So this Braille has to be translated and interpreted for the teachers who don't know how to go about it. So when I was doing a Braille exam using the machine, the teacher interprets for them, and the questions they give the teacher also interprets for me and gives me so that I do them as exams. So that was the journey, and when I 2020 Form 4, another problem came in because I was doing mathematics and I was doing chemistry and physics. Obviously I was doing mathematics, but I was doing chemistry and physics. But when you are visually impaired, when you have severe visual impairedness, which is almost bordering blindness, then you cannot do chemistry and physics in the Kenyan syllabus. And that's why I know in this program comes at an opportune time where we can also tell the government to provide more opportunities for visually impaired persons, because they're not allowed to do physics and chemistry. They say they're not adapted to the form that they can do this subject. So it's not in the syllabus. So I'm doing these subjects. I'm in Form 4. I'm to sit in November 2020, and I'm in February 2020, and I have not yet registered for the subjects, and I've been told you cannot do physics and chemistry. So my dad had to run to Jogo House, and after a serious discussion, which included Director, Special Needs Education, Ministry of Education, and and the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, NEC, Karogo, Mrs. Karogo, then it was decided that I'm to drop physics and chemistry because they're not offered, and I'm to take agriculture at Form 4. So you see, things were quite difficult, but I was able now to register for 7 subjects: mathematics, English, Kiswahili, agriculture now as a science, and biology, history, and business. You know, sometimes our viewers may be appalled. Why is he doing agriculture and business at the same time, and they're both technicals? That is how it is for our visually impaired candidates, Kenyan-wide. And when now I took agriculture, by God's grace, there came a reprieve in the month of March, because now I was to sit in November, then the coronavirus came in. So I got more time, 6 months to study more, to know this braille, which I was new to. It was new to me. So when the coronavirus came, I was able to do more practice. And when the government ordered the partial reopening of schools in October, I think I was somewhat fit and prepared. So I moved on with agriculture, and that is, and when 2021 came, we were to sit in March. The exam came. I did it quite well in Braille. Remember, Braille is a form of writing mostly used by people who are born totally blind, but I started using it when I'm 17 years old. So I did this exam in 2021 March, and by God's grace, when the results came out in May 10th, I remember the exact day, and when the Cabinet Secretary for Education was announcing the results, and I was glued to our TV set back home, then I was bamboozled and beguiled and baffled to hear Professor George Albert Omore Magoha, in charge of education, mention my name as the 11th student nationally under the special needs category. So that is how my story has been, Madam Agoy, Madam Winter. Yeah.
John, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, behind everything, against all odds, you made it through. And you're a good example that all is possible.
Yes.
So there are some teenagers outside here complaining that, we are learning under difficult conditions, that's why I didn't pass. Huh?
Yes.
So you are a perfect example, and you are encouragement to other youths, even those who are visually impaired or they are having any other disabilities.
Yes.
Yeah, you're an example that they can also make it. If you made it against all odds, they can also make it.
Yes.
Yes, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
What can you tell other parents with children living with disabilities? Any form of disability, what can you tell those parents?
Yeah. Thank you for that trivia question. This question comes at a significant time that we know that there are many parents who, by one way or another, have begotten children with one form of disability or another. I would like to tell these parents all over the nation and world over that do not hide these children in your closets. Do not lock for them within rooms and give them food there and forget about them because you fear of what the society might say about your child. But bring them out, appreciate them and support them, and take them to the elaborate education facilities where they will get help, and you will not be disappointed. They only need some complementation and supplementation, and once you have given them that supplementation and given them love, you know, one author once said that love covers a multitude of sin, and that love is patient, love is kind, and with love you will be able to extract the hidden potential that is within them. So don't hide them out, bring them out. The government has also offered a lot of programs and support that you will be able to get to support your child. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John, for that. Shower your children with love. Parents, I hope you've heard that. John, what can you tell teachers? Any message to teachers outside there?
Yeah, thank you also for that question. I know that there are many teachers who will be watching this all over the world and in this country. What I would like to say to teachers, number one, uh, let me also exhort the government that when they are training teachers, our teachers all over our universities and technical colleges, that they should incorporate this kind of lesson to our teachers to help special needs education should be made paramount for all teachers so that they are able to handle these students. And disability is not only physical, it might also be psychological or mental. So it's not only something that you see some deformity in somebody and that is disability. There's a lot of disabilities even in people who might seem normal. So special education should be made paramount for our teachers by the government. And to our teachers, I know that our teachers interact with a lot of students in their daily activities, and I appreciate the role that our teachers have in imparting knowledge and wisdom and education and pedagogics into our learners. But I would like to exhort them that teachers, please understand our children. If you realize that there's any disability, look into the way that these students or pupils can be helped. Do not discriminate them, show them love the way I say to parents, and search for a way that they can be helped. Like when I was in Maranda High School, teachers were so instrumental. They showed me a lot of love, they showed me a lot of care, and I'm where I am today. So show love and understanding, and search for a way in which you can assist these students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John, and allow me to applaud Maranda High School. God bless every teacher that supported John in one way or another. John, what can you tell the society at large?
Yeah, thank you once more for that question. The society today is what I would like to say to the society, even as I give in this interview, that the society should also show a lot of understanding. And the society is me and you. The society is formed as some, atomic, the atomic formation of the society. If you look at it, the bricks of the society is personalities. If me and you would be able to appreciate the disabled in the society and give them assistance, then the society at large will be able, because we are the people who form the society. So the society should appreciate these persons with disability. The society should show love. The society should also liaise with the government to see on how these people with the disability should be helped. And I also want to add this, that the society should also see a way into which these learners with special needs can be integrated and included into our education system. They should not be severed. If you look today, they are severed and segregated into their own schools. And disability, I want to say to the nation and the society, disability is not something that is inescapable or inevitable in some sort. Why am I saying this? Today you might be here alive and well. Tomorrow, in one way or another, you are involved in a road accident and maybe your knee is deformed, and you also enter or delve into this class of disability. So we should be able to know that we are not permanent in our condition, and that's why we should be able to appreciate and integrate learners with disabilities. So that is my talk to the society. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John. Let us embrace every person with disability and show them enough love. Thank you so much, John, for coming. I want you to advise all the candidates outside there. Look at that camera. This one, I hope you're seeing it.
Yes.
I want you to advise all candidates, the ones that are going to sit for their Standard 8 next year, and the ones that will be sitting for their Form 4. What can you tell them?
Yeah. To the candidates who are about to sit for their national exams. I know that you are learning in very difficult times because of the pandemic, and I know that we are now in a new normal, and that the way the government has formed things is that your syllabus and curriculum, that your syllabus has been suppressed into a short duration of time, unlike it was in times that have passed. So I ask you, candidates, to be resilient. And resilience is the ability of somebody to withstand pressure and to withstand difficult times irregardless. So I ask for resilience among our candidates. I ask them to also have the knowledge of a supreme being, and that is God, who is able to navigate them through until they achieve well. It is possible to achieve even regardless of the difficult days. And KCSE and KCP are just like any other exam, so long as you are prepared. So preparation is also key. Once you're prepared, you read your books and you have the content, you'll be able to mow down that mountain that is before you. The way this analogy goes, the way David mounted down or brought down Goliath, this Goliath will be trampled under feet, and this Goliath of KCSE and KCP will not be a menace to you. So be resilient and fear God. Thank you.
Amen, amen, amen to that. John,
Yes.
Where did you learn this big English? Your English is so big, huh? You're speaking good English, and you have very big terms. Can you tell us where you got this English? Because it's like you are very good in English and you're very eloquent.
So eloquence and being articulate is something that is earned. And if you practice and speak in English all the time and love the language, then it is inevitable to not know the language. Once you love the language, you will be articulate.
That one to all teens. Learn the language, love the language, and you'll be the next John. Thank you so much, John. God bless you for coming. We appreciate you. Thank you for representing Boy Child in this channel. Thank you for representing people with disability. And I'm blessed because you came.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. John.
Yes.
Ningependa kusikia Kiswahili chako. So before we finish, ningependa kukuuliza kwa Kiswahili. Unajua mimi ni Homa Bay County. So Kiswahili changu sio mzuri sana. Ningependa kusikia Kiswahili chako kwa sababu unaongea Kiswahili kizungu mzuri sana. So in Swahili tuambie mpango ambayo uko nayo haswa baada ya kukamilisha. Ni kukamilisha kidato cha 4.
Asante sana. Nimeshukuru na moyoni nina mbubujiko wa furaha kwa sababu ya kualikwa hapa siku ya leo. Maazimio yangu makuu wakati ambapo naendelea na taaluma ya masomo ni kufanya taaluma ya sheria katika chuo kikuu, na baada ya hapo nitaweza kuona jinsi kutakavyokwenda, kwa sababu nina maazimio ya kuwa mhadhiri wa somo la sheria katika vyuo vikuu vingi na tajika duniani kote kama Harvard. Lakini bado tunasubiri matokeo ya KUPS ambayo wataweza kuwaweka wanafunzi katika vyuo mbalimbali nchini. Licha ya hayo, kwa walimu wangu wa Kiswahili ningependa kuambia kama mwalimu Bwana Olo Golden Elite, bado nakienzi Kiswahili, bado nakipenda Kiswahili, na mpokee shukrani teletele na kotokoto kutoka kwangu. Asanteni.
Nami pia nawapea salamu kochokocho na nini John?
Na shukrani tele.
Na shukrani tele. Kutoka kwangu hadi kwenyu. Turus.